What's up, Java Beans, and welcome back to Gacha Box, where we review video game commercials and trailers from a marketing perspective. And welcome to another Trailer Tuesday, where we've got some recent Final Fantasy trailers. We're going to be looking at both the Crisis Core Final Fantasy Reunion trailer, the Final Fantasy Remake Rebirth for Final Fantasy VII trailer, and also we're going to jump back and we're going to look at the now 6 years old, 5 years old World of Final Fantasy trailer, and we're going to look at them from the perspective of what they were doing to try to sell audiences on buying these more recent games. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, glad to have you. You'll probably need to freshen up on what the marketing types are. There are three major types. Here they are on the screen. Very welcome, glad you learned a lot. And if you're coming back, irashaimase! Which is what you get if you subscribe to the channel. You get to be very aggressively greeted in Japanese. If you have a suggestion for any game trailers you'd like to be shown on another Trailer Tuesday, make sure you leave your suggestions in the comments below. But without waiting any further, let's go ahead and look at Crisis Core Final Fantasy Reunion trailer. See what they got for us. Ooh.
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
The price of freedom is steep. You have to kill all those soldiers to be free. He gave his life to Final Fantasy VII. Well, he didn't give it to, the game.
I can cut loose, right?
He's so casual and cool. This is not the Zack I remember. He wasn't that much of a hothead. He was still kind of just like
soldier first class,
a young buck, but not a hothead.
Ago, he went missing during a mission in Wutai.
You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear, and rust.
God, I love Angeal. He's such a good dad. I mean, he's not a dad, but he's a good mentor. The idea that you wouldn't use your weapon in combat is ridiculous, though. I don't like that. I never got that as like a value. I suppose the value was supposed to be like, you're only supposed to use your sword when you need
Project
to.
G.
Don't hold it lightly.
It's Genesis.
Project G.
Project Genesis.
Yes, keep saying G in Genesis, everyone.
The puppy.
It's the only thing that will fulfill Gak's true desire. Project G stands for both Genesis and Gacha. But man, these fights are looking good. I remember playing Crisis Core on the PSP. I really liked it. So, mainly what they're showing off is quality. They're trying to show the graphical improvement as the main selling point. And I appreciate that.
To become first? Is it?
No.
Just because it's marketing type number one. It's the
unattainable dreams are the best kind.
It's the least manipulative of
Embrace
them.
your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor. As soldier! Come and get it!
Alright. They're pretty much just going off of the quality of the product. They're saying, hey, look at this thing. The gameplay is pretty good. The graphics are pretty good. Doesn't it look cool to do the game, to play this game? And a lot of modern game trailers are pretty simple like that. However, they also started this commercial in a very different place. They started it on trying to associate the game. They started on trying to associate the game with perhaps the values that the game explores through its story. They're trying to open on what is the price of freedom, and they're showing you a conflict right at the beginning where you have one man fighting against the world, fighting against a bunch of soldiers with guns all pointed at him, and he's just a dude with a sword. Of course, if you know that no Final Fantasy VII as a setting, whether you have guns or swords really doesn't matter, because magic determines how strong you are. Energy in your body is much more important than the weapon you're using. That's kind of what makes soldiers special. experiments. And so to that extent, from a marketing perspective, we could try to see that the commercial opened on a value association, marketing type 2B, that they wanted you to feel like playing this game is equivalent to the value of expressing your freedom. And if you value freedom and think that the value of freedom is something that needs to be a part of what you think is cool and what you want to own, then maybe you will purchase this game so that you can express that. It's pretty straightforward, and I do like it. I like when game trailers stick to marketing type 1. Really, there's nothing else to say about it. So let's go ahead and see if they did anything different in the same reveal where they went up and did Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the remake, the second part of the remake of Final Fantasy VII. Let's check out what this trailer did instead. Let's get started.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed.
Okay, we're getting
So
story
focus on the future,
right away.
not the past.
What will become of the planet?
He wants to finish what he started. He
They're
wants
talking
to
a lot of-
reclaim his birthright.
Talking about
and
change
rule over the
right at
planet
the outset.
With Genova at his side.
What is Sephiroth's endgame? I mean, we were
saw
all
you
kind
lying
of
there.
there for that.
I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
It's strange. The fact that what is fact, what is fiction?
You were here with me.
The fact that we are
years ago.
just focusing on slow
Where are you?
walking segments while getting a lot
happened to
of narration says to me
trying
that
so
it wants us
hard
to
to find
focus
you.
on the narration.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Alright. Again, I would say that was far less straightforward of a commercial than what we got with the reunion commercial. We were looking at significantly more gameplay in the reunion commercial, whereas this had none of the gameplay at all. It was just cinematic segments, even if it's an in-engine, the walk and talk with Sephiroth. That was more cinematic than it was trying to show you what the action, what you're doing would be in the game. And the fact that all of the narration was about fact versus fiction, changing the world, and interspersed with those cutscenes, or interspersed with the long, empty segments designed to make you listen to the narration. We had that one really fast image of Materia and Aerith with her hands clasped. So I would say really what they're trying to do is focus entirely on fans, on lore crafters who have been trying to piece together what the differences between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake are. So overall, I would say that is an extremely niche commercial, because what they're actually selling you on is not the concept of the game or the game story. They're trying to tell you that they are changing something, and they want to create a value association of mystery associated with that change. So for the person who is already a Final Fantasy VII fan, who is watching that commercial as a fan in a direct marketing event that it was shown in, assuming that you're going to be more informed than the average viewer, it's saying you should buy this, you should play this, because we are going to change it from what the original was, and you want to see how it's different. And for the casual audience who does not have an association with that idea, the value association, marketing type 2B, that they're trying to get you to experience, they're trying to make you engage with the mystery of it, with wanting to solve the mystery. The value is that there is a mystery to be solved. The emotional manipulation of it is that you are going to be the one to solve that mystery. by buying the game, by playing the game. I would say that it is a much more successful commercial if you are a fan of Final Fantasy VII. It is a less successful commercial if you are not. But I have one more for you that we're going to go ahead and take a look at, which is back in 2016, World of Final Fantasy, the E3 trailer. Alright. We got a boy we've never seen. He looks a heck of a lot like Roxas from Kingdom Hearts.
You two have lost everything. All the memories and experience you've ever accumulated.
These gents here have business
Well,
in
dang.
overseas. Who are they?
Everyone's lost
giants
everything and the world's been replaced by pop figures.
Who made all this smoke?
Okay, Vivi actually looks really good as a pop
How
figure
incredibly rude. I'm
aesthetic.
just as human as you.
That.
Everyone else
only
looks
the
worse.
Tip of the iceberg. Oh no.
Hey now, that is certainly no way for us to treat a lady.
The whole catch about joining the Federation is that you're asked to become an architect.
Me? I'm with Seed, a mercenary group in the League of S. We fight against the Federation.
Okay. So, they're really not doing much more than
That's
trying
more like
to
it.
be the fan service game, and I actually didn't expect much more out of this commercial than just that.
When time begins
So the
its
commercial
march
itself is
They
mainly
shall
just
return
trying to
as
show
visitors,
off all the different
giants from the hills
characters
of a world not
that
our own.
you're going to be able to see and
Upon
experience,
Grimoire, they will reach
when
two
playing the game.
divergent futures.
while also trying to
One
say that there
brings
is a unique
salvation,
story
and the other ruin.
by having them say a
And
lot of
midnight
things that
confounded
aren't really
in the highest
relevant
mind.
to the characters that you're
The
looking
way
at
you
in
use
their
mirages.
stories in
Only
their
those
games.
Varna ever held such power over them.
What's happening
But they are
now?
using a lot of familiar scenery.
There are 4. Earth, fire, water, and shadow, if I remember correctly.
You are a fool to let a medium to champion a fire!
This is it. Home base for the League of S.
Balam Garden.
Did she just say home base for the League of Ass?
Who are you? Lon! Shrink now!
Holy mom bombs!
Okay, that's strange.
You heard me.
I wouldn't have thought that
So, basically,
the game was going to make
we've put Grimoire
shrinking or
and
getting
other
big
worlds
a canonical
in
difference that
terrible
they could
danger.
do.
Loose
It's very
Fauna.
strange.
If you wish to find her, you must brave the Crystal Tower.
Then our mom's up there
Okay,
somewhere.
weirdly, I actually really like that character design. This is my first time seeing this, by the way. I don't know if I
know
made
I
that clear
remember it.
enough.
And you? You aren't going to waver?
We have a prophecy to fulfill.
Alright, not bad actually. I mean, it's a cute game, it's a fan service game. And while they are successfully delivering the message that there is an original story being told with the game, they're also delivering on, I think, what the purpose of the game is, which is to be a nostalgia game. Kind of like how the stories of the Final Fantasy fighting games were told, mainly just reliving the emotional arcs of the story, if not their plots. So again, we're doing value association, but we're doing value association, an emotional manipulation, marketing type 2B, but specifically that emotional manipulation is associating the game with your nostalgia for other games. So whether or not this game's story sounds good to you, or whether or not you saw yourself attached to any of the new characters, or even whether or not you thought the new battle system looked cool, which you probably wouldn't because they had characters literally stacked on top of each other. I don't think they were going for cool. I think they're going for funny, silly, stupid, to sort of sell it as the quality of the game as being higher quality because you're seeing some great graphics, but also that you're probably not going to take this game seriously, and they're okay with that. They want you to keep it lighthearted when playing this game. But even if none of those original factors appealed to you, they're really banking on you having nostalgia for these series, and that by playing the game you will get to relive the nostalgia, the emotional arcs that you experienced playing past games in a more condensed way, that there's something for anyone and everyone who's ever played a Final Fantasy game in this game, so have at it. I would say that this commercial is actually pretty successful in terms of what audience they're trying to appeal to. They're really not splitting the deck like they did with the Final Fantasy Rebirth trailer that we watched just a moment before. They're really focusing on, if you are a fan of the game, of the games, of the history of this studio, here is a lighthearted game for you. And you know, I can really appreciate that. But that's all of the game trailers that I have prepared for you today. If you want to help support this series, if you want to become a Java Bean, you can do that over on patreon.com/SocraTetris. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video around with other people you think might enjoy it. But make sure you join us next time, where Tetsuya Nomura and I are going to go around to all of the pancake shops in Miami, and we're going to write the letter X on everyone's pancake in chocolate syrup. It's going to be a great time. I will see you then, and remember, stay true.